and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I believe we have an amendment to the agenda. Make a motion to amend the agenda.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I would move to approve the agenda with the addition of item G, county engineering final billing for OS 156 RCB extension project.
Second that.
And second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. How about a motion for the minutes of the September 9th regular meeting?
So moved.
Second those.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Any citizen wishing to make statements during the discussion of any item must first be recognized by the commission chair. After being recognized, that person should state their name and the name of any organization represented. Statements should be limited to 5 minutes. Please silence all phones and electronic devices. Recording the meeting is allowed, and the commission requests that anyone using special recording equipment be seated in the back row to avoid creating a distraction during the meeting. So we go to old business. So under old business, we have the Employee Engagement Committee Employee Recognition Award, and we have Judith Castro to present. Welcome, Judith.
Good morning. I am here today, part of the EEC, to present the award to Michael Farney. He is with the Sheriff's Department. He was hired May 29th, 2024, and his fellow coworkers have nominated him for his qualities and growth, professionalism, and willingness to learn. He contributes a positive and forward-thinking work environment, demonstrates a clear commitment to their professional development, embracing new challenges, and proactively learning new skills. He also exhibits professionalism in all his interactions, fostering a respectful and positive work environment. And that's why his fellow coworkers and the EEC have selected him as the Employee of the Quarter. So this is Michael Farney from the Sheriff's Department.
Congratulations.
Judith's trying to yell. Madam Chair, can I ask a question? Michael, what department? I mean, I know you work for the sheriff's office, but what part of the sheriff's office?
Over in the road division.
So you're out on the road and everything. Did you come to us from another county with experience or?
We came actually from the jail.
Okay. Oh, very good. Yeah, that's good to hear.
Great to see people move up in positions.
It's definitely an honor for me. So I really appreciate y'all having me here this morning.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your hard work and
Thank you very much.
not an easy job.
Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to new business.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I've moved up honor Deputy Faraday with the Employee Recognition Award, second quarter 2025.
Motion, do we have a second?
I'll say that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
How important to
Motion
do that,
carries.
huh?
Sorry. Thanks for that housekeeping item. Okay, moving on to new business. The county clerk's office requests for approval of added, abated, escaped, and refunded taxes. And we have Bev Schmeidler, County Clerk.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
This morning we have batch 12. It's 30 records that were presented to our office by the appraiser's office. They're mostly more BOTA orders and personal property and trucks that are being prorated on or prorated off partial year. And the grand total is $23,429 of taxes.
Discussion or make a motion?
Madam Chair, move to approve the listing of added, abated, and escaped and refunded taxes as reviewed by the county appraiser and presented by the county clerk's office. Direct the chairman to sign on behalf of the commission.
Second.
I'll second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item B, excuse me. And then we have item B, emergency management, Sean Kelly, Kansas Certified Emergency Manager designation. That was a mouthful. And we have Matt Potzner, County Administrator, to provide details.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
So the 2025 Kansas Emergency Management Association Annual Training Conference was held in Manhattan this month. While at the conference, Sean Kelly, Barton County Emergency Management Director, received the Kansas Certified Emergency Manager designation. Sean, would you like to say a few words?
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys' faith in me. This was part of my requirements for my job, but it takes about 2 years to get through. I have to design, facilitate, and evaluate 2 exercises along with over 80 hours of professional development training I have to take in those 2 years. So, and I did probably 200 hours, but between being a graduate of the National Emergency Management Basic Academy through FEMA. So it was a long road, and I'm glad it's done. I just still got to recertify every 2 years, but it's an honorable designation, and I'm proud I've got there, and I'm proud you guys put the faith in me to get to it. So thank you guys.
Sean, how many hours does it take when you have to recertify every 2 years?
24, but you still have to take part of any portion of being a participant or design and development of 2 exercises in that 24 months. So
One thing Sean's not telling you, I don't really have any blackmail pictures, darn it, but I was sent pictures live and him getting his certification, his designation, not certification. And anyway, he's well thought of amongst the other emergency managers. And the one that sent these things to me, or his wife, they said that you were doing amazing, and that they're glad to have you within those ranks and things. Know that you'll do good to help. You know, all counties have to stand together when we have a disaster like that. It doesn't matter what county it happens in, everybody has to pull together. And they felt like that you were going to be a great asset. And so they said he's representing Barton County very well. Send me pictures, I'll share them. We put them on Facebook, I think. And
this should be
I
approved.
put them on mine. Yeah, but I was hoping she'd send me some really good ones. Sorry, she didn't.
Tell Maureen to get a better camera.
I know, right? Congratulations,
Thank you
though.
very much.
That's a lot of work.
Yes.
I want to thank Sean also for doing this. It just goes to show that we have some very qualified individuals working for Barton County, and not only the time that he had to spend away from evenings from his family and dedicating him to Barton County. So
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make the motion if I could. I'd like to move to congratulate Mr. Kelly upon earning the Kansas Certified Emergency Manager's designation.
Second on that.
I'd second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Congratulations. Okay, then we have item C, facade improvement grant, Moses Properties LLC, and we have Matt Foster to provide details.
So Earl Moses, on behalf of Moses Properties, 2015 Forest, Great Bend, Kansas, has applied for $10,000 in grant funding for the facade improvement grant program. This project involves the back of the building, which is in the consumption district used in community events. And today, we just ask you to consider approval to award this grant to Moses Properties.
Think Commissioner Esfeld and I went over and looked at the back of the building, and the way it nestles in there, it's a really good project for the Great Bend Alive events that they have, and it kind of backs up to the parking lot there behind Dry Lake and where they did the mural. So it's a really good location, even though it's the back of the building, it's kind of key in that area. So
Agree, definitely.
anybody else have any more comments, or would someone like to make a motion?
Madam Chair, motion, move to approve the facade improvement grant for Moses Property for the back of 2015 Forest, Great Bend, Kansas, building for the total of $10,000. Direct Commission Chair to sign the grant agreement with the applicant. Direct the county administrator to encumber award from the finance general account, general fund, facade improvement grant line 001266925.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second that?
Say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Okay, and then we move on to item D, agreement for the purchase of real estate, and we have Mr. Potzner again.
So Barton County was approached by representatives of the Maryland J. Kopke Revocable Trust and the Larry L. Kopke Revocable Trust to purchase a portion of 4 lots in Block 116 of the city of Great Bend. The land is located between the Health Department and the Barton County Annex, or as we call it, the Bogarts Building. If approved, the cost of the vacant lots is $25,050, and the monies are available in the Capital Improvement Fund for the purchase.
Say that don't normally vote in favor of taking property off the tax roll, but in this case, it's a vacant lot and it's not being used for anything, and it's in between a lot of our county buildings. And so with the needs, if we needed to expand, it's there. If somebody also, I would say, and I'm only one person, but if somebody had a better idea that they were going to use that property for, hit us up. I mean, maybe we would turn it back loose to the private sector if there was something needed to happen there.
I agree with Commissioner Hutchinson. I think this is a good investment for Barton County, just for the future.
Madam Chair. Matt, can you detail a little bit what they plan to use it for?
We've had discussions, and obviously this has all just been kind of brainstorming, but additional storage. I know there's always storage needs for the people, community corrections, juvenile services, the health department. And so either looking at that as a place for additional storage, or there's been discussions about turning it into additional parking. Obviously nothing set in stone. There's just a lot of things that we could do with it.
So also express that maybe she would use that for some skill learning for some of the
Yes.
juveniles,
Mhm.
you know, in terms of maybe mowing and those types of things that they hadn't learned. So
Right.
I think there's multiple uses.
Right.
Talked about some weed eating, maybe skills and teaching
Yeah.
how to handle that type of equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Chairman, I think that the size of the lot and the shape, I'm with Commissioner Hutchinson. I don't like taking things off the tax rolls, but it really doesn't lend itself to much. And I would agree, if somebody from the private sector that wanted to do something with it, I think we would all entertain that. But we do have the need for it. And I know that our health department has storage that's clear down here in a trailer and some pretty important things there. And I think the county can really benefit from this.
Okay, so with that, motion.
Madam Chair, I'd move to approve the agreement for purchase and sale of real estate for certain real estate in the city of Great Bend between the Maryland J. Kopke Revocable Trust and the Larry L. Kopke Revocable Trust in Barton County. The cost of the real estate, $25,050, and incidentals as determined by the agreement to be paid from the Capital Improvement Fund, improvements not buildings line 071006310.
Second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay, then we move on to item E, resolution 2025-14, resolution for the approval of the functional classification system. Perry County Engineer to provide details.
Good morning.
Morning.
So I've been working with KDOT for a little over a year. They periodically update and ask the counties to approve the updates to the functional classification system map. And what that is when you look at that map, of course, you have some city streets, the city system, you have the state highway system, but then out in the county, we basically have 3 major classifications, or 3 classifications of blacktop roads primarily. The major collectors are normally, they have an RS designation, which means rural secondary, and those were built with federal funds. So the proposed changes, I'm not recommending changing anything with the major collectors. However, the minor collectors and local roads, there's just kind of a distinction in the functionality of those roads. A minor collector has a little bit more traffic on it. They tend to serve as an all-weather surface, so that when people are trying to get to town, if you get muddy conditions or whatever, you're going to gravitate toward those blacktop roads. And so one of the things that I had always noticed in our functional classification map was we had, I believe, 3 sections of blacktop road that stuck out that they were just shown as local roads. And I always thought, well, it's kind of odd that we don't have that distinction on that map showing those. So they're a little hard to describe. We've had some discussions in the commission meeting, but one of the blacktops is Northeast 130 Avenue up north of Claflin. When you get up to 190 Road, from that point on north, there is a blacktop that goes on up to the Russell County line. And that one was never shown as a minor collector. Then when you get down south of Ellenwood, so when you take the blacktop going south towards Stafford, we always call it the Ellenwood Stafford blacktop, get down to 30 Road at 100 Avenue, there's a road that goes east, and it goes a blacktop road, goes east about 3 miles, then it drops south a mile, and then it goes east 2 miles and drops south and ties into 50 Road. So there again, that's a blacktop road, and I've always wondered, well, why didn't that show up as a minor collector? And then another one is just south of Great Bend. If people know where Hart's Corner is, or 20 Road at US 281, there's a blacktop road that goes west there and kind of winds around. It goes west a half a mile and south a mile, and then west 2 miles, and then back south and ties into 50 Road. So those are the primary changes that I had recommended. We had a couple sections of gravel road that were shown as minor collectors, and I think that probably goes back to the old days when some of those actually served as a more important farm to market route. But quite honestly, now they're nothing more than just any other gravel road. So my recommendation was that we remove those. So I know that's probably more detail than we needed, but I'd be glad to answer any questions and ask for approval of the resolution to approve the maps.
Madam Chair, those gravel roads, those are maintained by the townships.
Yes, they are. All right.
Sure. And this doesn't really change anything. It's just on paper, correct?
Correct. And that was one of the first things when this started. I contacted KDOT staff in Topeka, and I said, well, if we do some switching local to minor collector, what effect does it really have? And they said none, because when we have a disaster, the minor collectors and the local roads are considered to be the same. So if we have a flood or a windstorm or whatever, they all fall under FEMA guidelines. So whether we have them as a minor collector or a local road, it's not going to affect anything. So according to them, no changes in anything.
Any local residents out there don't need to look for a change of something.
No, the blacktops are still going to be maintained by the county, and the gravel roads, dirt roads are going to be maintained by the townships. No changes in level of service.
Chair, the map that you provided us, is it any different color on there? I see the red and then the green. Is there any difference in the roads on that map?
No. The reds are the state highway system, and of course, KDOT's not going to change the designations on those. And then, and some of the greens also, like 281 north of Great Bend, K4 is in green there again. Those are state routes. No changes to that. Yeah.
Okay, and then it doesn't make any difference. I mean, they'll still clean these roads the same way they
Oh yeah. Yes.
they always have.
Yeah.
Okay.
So really no changes in maintenance or anything else.
Madam Chair, I know we've been talking about this for quite a while, Barry, and thank you for your hard work on it. And with that, if you're ready, I'd like to make a motion. Move to adopt resolution 2025-14, resolution to approve functional classification system.
I'll second that.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Don't go anywhere, Barry.
Okay.
Hang on
Hang
there.
tight.
We're at item F.
Unless there's an executive session.
I don't see any reason for one, so we move on to item G, which is Barry again with the engineering item.
Okay, so kind of a last minute addition here. L&M Contractors, as most of you know, they've been working on North McKinley or Northwest 10 Avenue since it's outside of the city of Great Bend. So it's about a half mile north of Great Bend, and doing the box extension project where they added 6 feet of box width on each side. And we're going to be able to get rid of the old guardrail, the angle iron guardrail, and it's going to be it is a safety improvement. I think it's going to be a nice improvement, and people are going to appreciate that wider area through there, so it's not a constriction. So L&M has finished the work. I was actually out yesterday and verified they've removed all the traffic control signing and barricades, and they are finished with their work. And so the final tabulation of the cost, we came in with an overrun of $437. And that primarily is because where the old box was, the salt gets down on the outside edges of the concrete box and bridges. You know, it's very common. And so you get some rusty steel and the concrete starts popping off. So what we do is we have them repair that. So it's an overhead surface, and they go in and they chip out that bad concrete and then patch it back with a shotcrete material. And so you estimate the quantity, and the amount that we ended up having was just a little more. So I guess that's it in a nutshell, just asking for approval for that additional $437 cost. I guess I didn't mention the original bid was $87,713, and the final cost is $88,150. So that's the difference of $437. So I'd like to ask approval to raise that amount.
Did that thing go on schedule, Barry?
You know, it did pretty well until the monsoons.
Right.
And I'm sure some of you drove through there, and gosh, we got toward the tail end and we thought they were going to finish 2 weeks ago or better. And then it flooded and they'd pump it out, and it flooded and they'd pump it out. And yeah, they really ran into issues just trying to finish up here at the end, but it went very fast. So they did a good job. Quick.
Yeah, it was just so wet out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Who would have thought? Been dry for
Right.
ages while we were looking at it.
Right.
Yeah.
We need to have them do bridges more often, it sounds.
Yeah. Get some rain. You bet.
Madam Chair, I would move to approve $437 payment to L&M Contractors, Inc. for the OS 156 RCB Extension Project. Cost to be paid from the Special Bridge Fund, construction-related item, line 00392619192. Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Barry. Okay, let's jump back on here to announcements. Following the close of the agenda meeting, the commission will consider the authorization of personnel changes for classified positions, sign any documentation approved during the agenda meeting, or sign any other documentation required for regular county business. Similar action may take place throughout the day. The commission may attend the Kansas Legislative Policy Group 2025 annual meeting in Russell, Kansas on September 17th. The event will be held at Merity's Restaurant, 1220 South Fossil, Russell, Kansas. For appointments, there's a bunch, although subject to change. 9:45 at close of the meeting, we have planning session with media consultants. 10 a.m. financial update with Matt Potzner. 10:15 tax sale update with Jim Jordan. 10:30 program update with Marissa Woodmansey. 10:45 regular business discussion. Then we will have the travel at 389 schedule. Most of the businesses are in Claflin, then the last two are in Hoisington. At noon, we'll be at Squeegee's at 100 East Front. We're going to view the daycare road, which is at the high school. 1:15 Central Prairie Co-op, 1:45 Millers of Claflin, 2:15 Cheyenne Bottoms Armory and Quilting by Vicky, 2:30 Bailey's Food Bin, 3 Front Street Merchant, 3:45 Ealer Chevrolet, and we had a last minute addition yesterday. We are going to add B&B Metal Arts at 420, which is 1511 Sioux Sank Road. The county edition of KVGB AM Thursdays at 11:05. Our members of the health department are scheduled for September 18th, 2025. So with that, we have other business discussion items. Do any of the commissioners have any discussion items?
Madam Chair, I do plan on attending the KLPG meeting Thursday and Friday, so should be there.
Thank you.
Good, thank you for going. I did attend a Zoom meeting with the NRCS, which was the KNRC got requested to have a meeting about our comments we submitted for the EIS down at Quibira. So that was about an hour and a half on last Thursday. NRCS asked a lot of questions about the comments basically, and they were just trying to get some feedback. It's kind of a lot of engineers and attorneys So, and some commissioners. So I don't know that there was anything exciting that came out of it. They just kind of were asking the basis for some of the comments that the KNRC submitted on the EIS. So,
Thank you for staying up on that too.
yep. So that was last week, and then we think there'll be another meeting in the works. So, and then at Friday, I'm attending a meeting with the school district and not sure who else is going to be there, school board, and it's about the new daycare up there at
Hmm.
Laughlin, so we can see what the plans are there. So that'll be Friday at 1. So, then we go to citizens or organizations.
Right, Chair.
Oh,
I did
yes.
have one thing. Keith, I hear you're leaving us. I just wanted to tell you that it's been a pleasure and an honor to work with you. You guys in the media don't always get the spotlight that sometimes you deserve, but I just want to go on record saying that you've been a consummate professional, and I've enjoyed my interactions with you, and nothing but above par, everything that you've done. I think it
Appreciate that. Thank you.
is, would you like to tell us a little about yourself while you have the chance? Like how long have you been in the industry? What's your plans? What, you know?
Writer that couldn't type, and wife would stay up and I'd write it on paper, she would type it for me. Just you know, any different.
Where was that?
That was a Pratt.
In Pratt.
My first, besides my newspaper carrier job, that was my first newspaper job. I've been in Goodland, Hillsborough, Hutchinson, Pratt, that magazine out called. Graduated from here. I'm tired, I'm old. You know, I appreciate you guys have been really easy to work with, and I can make a phone call and I'm always able to get a hold of someone. I'm not sure who's calling me to the meetings, but somebody will. But if not, we've got 2 media consultants. Some stuff, so that's good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Hopefully you're going to enjoy some time off.
I'm gonna chase my grandkids around and
Go to a few baseball games and
go to some baseball games.
good
Yeah.
deal.
I'm gonna slow down a little bit.
Definitely gonna miss having you.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
And if you're ever in town on a Tuesday, stop in and say hi, would you?
Okay.
Yes.
I was just gonna say that part of our office, League of Women Voters is doing a presentation at the Great Bend High School again this year, like they did last year for seniors. And they invited us again. Machines, do a mock election and let all of them use the machine, see how easy it is to vote, and it's not intimidating, and hopefully get more votes.
Be fun.
Ellenwood is coming over to join Great Bend High School, so they're both covered. Trying to get in a range between Hoisington and Claflin.
Exciting. That's great.
Except a Tuesday, and I said I can't.
That's great.
It's good to reach out to the kids.
Okay, commissioners, sorry, I got a frog in my throat now. Commissioners are available to the public on Tuesdays during regular business hours. One or more commissioners may be present in the commission chambers conducting county business throughout the day on Tuesdays. The commissioners may individually schedule personal appointments related to county business at their discretion. The next regular meeting will be at 9 a.m. Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025. That motion to adjourn.
Madam Chair, would you like to make the motion to adjourn?
Second,
I'll second that.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
We are adjourned.
I can go first.
His comment about since dog.
Well, it's still right.